I am considering adding some more beach coming off into the distance here, just to extend this a little bit longer. And to do so, I'm actually just going to take this one, I think it is, and create a new node instance, which is done, and then move that into position. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why not just put a new one in and place it? Why are you doing new node instances? The reason is a new node instance uses a lot less memory for rendering and for using the scene itself than if you brought in the entire prop again. So I'm actually thinking of angling this. Just let it come out a little bit. It's not far off of what I want actually. Let's see how that looks. I'll have to check about the water there. Actually, that looks okay. A little bit funky there with the water, but I think I can get away with that. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do is work on the road coming in, and there is a fence there which I'm going to put round and fence things off a little bit. Okay, took me a little while to do, but we have our road coming in. Transitions into these planes that I did, just for 3 planes there. I just put a basic dirt texture on them, and added this fence in here. Now you might be thinking, well, that doesn't look very good, but we haven't added any of the finer details to it yet, like transitions, and also there will be some vehicles on top of this, so it will help break it up a little bit. The other thing as well is I've deliberately left a gap here, which should allow for coming down onto the sand. Again, here there will be transitions, so you won't actually notice it. The other thing as well that I want to show you is these planes are by default quite reflective. Now dirt reflects some light, but not like this. It shouldn't be reflecting the dome. So if we go to surfaces for each plane, let's start with this one. Is that what I got selected? Let's check. Yes, it is. Click on default. Let's make this bigger so we can actually see. Change it to weighted, and already you can see there's a slight difference. If you look at the overlay, the overlap, there's a slight difference to it. We don't want the shared glossy inputs, and later on I'm actually going to add a normal map to this so that it gives the ground a bumpy effect, but I'll go through that later once I'm happy with how it looks. So we'll do the same for the rest of them. Okay, a little bit of progress since last time. You may notice I ditched the curved fence. I wasn't really particularly happy with it, in favour of this chain link fence, which what I've done, that's the original, I'll scroll up, that's the original fence there, and all I've done is I've created more instances, and you can create more than one instance. I'm just going to create new node instances, and then you just say how many you want to create, and what it does is it places them all over the place, as you can see, all down there. And all I do is when I want to position them, I just copy the one that I want to position it next to. Let's stop those planes, there we go. So I want to position it here, so what I do is I just Control C, and then I move to the next fence piece, which is that one, and do Control V, and that'll paste it into that position. Zoom in nice and close, and you just need to move the fence and line it up as best you can on the sides. You don't need to worry about being too accurate with it, because it's a fence that's going to be viewed in the background. No one's going to scrutinise it that closely. Now, because it intersects with the road, we obviously need to curve this, so once we've got our position, we can then turn it to something that makes sense and just move it back into position. Because we've copy and pasted, we know that this will line up. We just want to make sure that the curve looks good with the road. We can always adjust it more if need be. And in fact, I think I will, because going off into the distance, I'm not 100% how far I want to go with this this fence. So do that. Then if we copy that, grab number 8, paste it in, and you can see you can just move that along, and that also needs to be curved slightly. It's a little bit tedious, but using the copy and paste method, it doesn't take too long just to produce that, and it does look a little bit more realistic with the correct angles. So next I'm going to do the fence along this side and work on adding, I think I'm going to change this, but that's the next thing to do. Okay, this actually took quite a long time to do. Um, you can see that I've redone the deck in here. We've still got the original steps, and this is actually a table. And I've coloured them to match this flooring here. I've deliberately got this as a different colour, as I like the idea of the house being made out of that colour. But we'll see. I may change that in the future. And this was done just the same way, doing instances of the marker posts and placing them one by one as required. I think now we can finally get on to actually building the house onto this platform. Okay, things have moved on since we last saw this. I've completed the fence that surrounds the decking area. I've also added a lot more detail. Got barbecue and some deck chairs, things like that. I added these little lights just to break up the wall over here. And I've also gone ahead and added some variation to the path out here. A few leaves here and added a path here that leads down to the beach. See, it leads all the way down. It just breaks it up a little bit, makes it more interesting. So if we have a final look, I think this is just with yeah, it's just the default light, so obviously we need to work on that. You can see that doesn't look too bad. And that'll do for this episode. In the next one I will cover adding the lights and the sky dome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.